guys. Today I'm filming like a little freshman advice / life update. I owe you guys an update after the video I just posted. If you didn't watch it, I'll link it in the tag. Just go watch it if you haven't already, because some of the questions in this are related to like what I talked about in there. I'm excited to share my tips with you guys and just fill you in on everything that's been going on. How do you differentiate a guy friend from a crush? I love this question because I have been through this a couple of times. This usually happens when the guy likes me and you think they're amazing. Like they're such a good person, but there's like something missing. That will usually tell me whether or not I have a crush on somebody or they're going to be a good friend. And if things are happening, like they're holding your hand or you're cuddling or something and you're like, I could take this or leave this, or I don't like this very much, like this is awkward, then that is a very good sign that you don't have a crush on them. How to get boys to ask you on dates. First of all, you've got to meet some good guys that you actually want you to take on dates. Finding those guys who have like similar values and similar goals as you, that's how you're gonna get asked out on dates. I'm going to get asked out on dates by people who, first of all, think I'm somewhat attractive. They also might think I'm just fun and want to get to know me better. They think that potentially like our values and views could line up. Finding people who are wanting to get married, who want to have a family, things like that where our values and things line up. They're gonna ask you on dates because they want to get to know you better. Do college boys care if you haven't had your first kiss yet? I can speak from personal experience on this one. I came to college never having kissed a boy before. It was actually something I was pretty proud of. I'm like, hey, you know, you would think that I would have had my first kiss, but I haven't. And that's usually how it'd come up on dates and stuff. And let me just put it this way. Boys that find you attractive and like fun, they're gonna be like, she's never had her first kiss before. Maybe I can help her out with that. That's what they're gonna think. They're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you never had your first kiss before. That's crazy. Like, ugh. No, they're gonna be like, dang, well, you know, like I can help you out with that. Do not worry about it. And it's going to happen. Like whether it's your freshman year or later on, like you're gonna end up kissing a boy at some point. Whoever is going to kiss you is not gonna be worried that you haven't kissed anyone else before. They're going to be glad to oblige. Did you have a crush on any of your guy friends? Yes, I did. Is it worth looking for a boy freshman year? This is my own personal opinion, but I think that you should just do your own thing, focus on your own dang self, focus on becoming who you want to be, and then along comes an amazing guy who sees how amazing you are and he wants to pursue you. That's how it goes. You see a guy who's just like doing what's right, doing the good things, and you're like, that's an amazing guy. And usually if you both are like-minded and you both are like trying to become your best selves and like pursue what's good, you're gonna end up matching up on a lot of things and a lot of values, and then there you go. There's your boy freshman year, or not, or it might not happen, and that's okay. But I wouldn't say go looking for one, because then you're just gonna be sad if you don't find someone. If you're interested in getting to know someone better, go on a date, but like don't spend your time worrying about finding a guy. Who was the boy you were talking about in your last video? I'm not gonna like tell you guys who it was that I was talking about, but I do want to say that it wasn't Gordon. How do you cope with feeling lonely? Honestly, what I do when I feel lonely in terms of like relationships, I just do things that are gonna prepare me for when I'm not lonely. So like I will read books about having a strong marriage, do all sorts of things like that. I can channel like my focus of like wanting a relationship into something productive. Just wallowing in your sadness about it is a waste of time. So if you can put that energy into something productive that will benefit you in the future, like do that. Would you date someone that has a different religion than you? That's a hard no. That is something that is so important to me, such a big part of my life and my future. I would not date somebody who does not share my same beliefs. I'm also not gonna date somebody who's just like a member of my church. Like they've gotta have a strong testimony and be very involved. When you're in college, how do you ask someone on a date? You just decide that you want to get to know somebody better, and then you go up to them or text them and be like, hey, I'd love to get to know you better. Do you want to go on a date? I got a couple questions about what my major is, how many classes I'm taking. I'm a business major and a graphic design minor. For my freshman year, I just took a lot of the core classes that you have to take. Credit-wise and like how many classes I take a semester, I took 18 credits my first semester and 19 credits my second semester. That roughly translates to like 7-ish classes. A 1 credit class, that is an easy class. 2 credits is like medium, 3 credits is hard, 4 is like better buckle up, kitty. I just tried to have a balance between 1 2 credit classes and the 3 credit classes, and that really helped me keep a balance of like not killing myself with taking that many credits. Also making sure you look at Rate My Professor and talk to people who have taken those people before or that are in your same major. Reach out to them. If you know somebody on Instagram who like is in your major, reach out to them. I can thank a lot of people for like telling me what classes to take. For my summer semester, I'm taking Intro to Adobe Suite to learn all the Adobe stuff, so obviously I'm really into that. Marketing, which again, really into that. I'm taking Health and Wellness and then an Institute class. How to keep a good schedule / routine. Choosing a time to wake up, no matter what class you have, just to keep yourself accountable. And then on the days when you end up staying up super late, spending time with friends, you can have days where you sleep in or like go past your routine is, but do your best to not make that a habit, because that will be really hard to like be productive and get everything you need to done. I think just setting a time to wake up and setting your intentions for your day is going to be very helpful. I'm going to SVU in the fall, and I was wondering if you like the smaller classes. In high school, I went to a school with a very small classroom. I had 14 people in my high school. You heard that right. 14 people in my high school, and my graduating class was 3 people. So I feel very at home at SVU, just with the small classrooms, one-on-one attention. It's exactly what I want and the exact situation I want to be in. And I can't imagine like sitting in a 600 person hall, like getting lectured to, and the professor not knowing my name. Just the personalized education is amazing here, and I absolutely love it. And it's exactly what I'm used to and exactly what I like. I got a lot of questions about making friends and like finding your core group of friends. I really think that putting yourself out there, first of all, to like make any friends in the first place, you really have to take the initiative and go out there and be like, I want to make friends. Like, I want to have a good experience with amazing people. You've really got to do your part to find those people that are going to make your experience amazing. I wasn't really great friends with the friends that I had this past semester. I didn't even meet a lot of them till the end of my first semester, and it was through mutual friends. Find people that you match well with and you get along with, and then usually their friends will most likely end up being good friends with you. My friend Maddie knew all the volleyball boys, and she's actually the one who introduced us, me and Ashley, to them, and then they were up to do the first Asking College Boys Questions video. So that's kind of where we first met, got to know each other. How often should I talk to my parents after moving? That's up to you. I know people who like call their parents on the daily, and then there's also people like me who goes weeks and weeks without calling their parents. I was really bad about it in the beginning, and then our family started having Zoom calls. Stay in touch with people, but like, you don't have to call your mom every single day. How do I make time for health and school? For me at least, I would just tell myself that I'm gonna do it. Setting aside a time for everything helps so much, and so saying like, at this time of this day, I'm working out. During this time, I'm gonna study. Is it hard being away from your family? I definitely miss my family and seeing them all the time. Being under my parents' roof, like there are things that I miss about that, but I love my life. Like, I love where I'm at right now and the place I'm at, the people who are my friends. There are aspects of my life as a child that I miss, and I loved that, but I also love this. And I also love this phase of my life that I'm in right now. So it's a balance of remembering with fondness and appreciating my childhood, but also loving maturity and responsibility that comes with living on your own and being at school. Best part about living in dorms, that was honestly the main way I met people. My first semester was through the dorms, so that was the best thing about it. And the worst thing about it was definitely that there wasn't a kitchen. And then the other thing was the fact that there's like nowhere to hang out. Boys weren't technically allowed in our dorm rooms. Technically. It's just so annoying because you had the common area where you could like hang out, but most of the time people were in there like having a game night or doing something fun like that, watching a movie or something in our room. I always felt bad because it's like, technically we're breaking the rules. I'm really excited to be in this apartment and be able to have a living room downstairs and have dinner parties and like movie nights and not feel bad and not feel like I'm breaking the rules and being a bad person. Are parties really that common, like in movies, like movie parties? Like Not here. We have an honor code at my school, so there aren't supposed to be parties going on. That would not be my cup of tea, but I'm sure there are. I'm sure people hold parties like that at their houses. As a whole, SVU is not the school to go to if you're wanting to party all the time, just an FYI. How do you stop yourself from getting distracted and avoiding your homework? I would go into main hall, which had a bunch of open classrooms, and I would sit down and get to work. Turn on some music if I needed it, and I would just sit down and grind it out. Sometimes it's difficult, but you're not gonna feel like you can have a good time until you have finished all of your homework. So this question's asking about how like I keep a strong relationship with God and when do I set aside time for like personal worship. Same as like working out or studying, you really just have to set time aside. During the school year, I was really bad about personal worship and like studying my scriptures every day and saying my personal prayers and things. I think just testing things out, like trying scripture study in the morning versus at night, just finding places to say personal prayers if you can't say it like out loud in front of your roommates. You might find yourself needing to say a loud prayer until you go out into the lobby and then you go into the bathroom and then turn off all the lights and lock the door and get on your knees, say a prayer and bawl your eyes out. Definitely have done that before, you know? So that's what it takes. That's what it takes. What's the real deal with sororities? I wouldn't know. There are no sororities at my school, so I have no idea. What's a good way to meet new people? Just be involved in tons of stuff. Go to your church activities. Go to whatever activities the school has. Just be involved. Pros and cons of SVU, I'm considering transferring there. It's beautiful here, a Latter-day Saint environment, small class sizes, great people. You can be a part of practically whatever you want to be a part of. Like I'm in choir, I'm on the dance team. At other schools, no chance that would happen. But here, I get the opportunity to. Some cons, especially with COVID, there was not a ton to do. You like make friends and then you kind of figure out fun things to do together. I think that's gonna change this next year since like the mask mandate in Virginia just got lifted. Things are happening that are gonna make it better. There's not a ton to do like in BV. The town offers not a lot. You and your friends can make things fun. You can like make it a fun experience. You can go jump off a bridge, have a dance party and get cookout shakes. You can have a game night, you can have a movie night. Like you can make fun things, but it's not like a city with tons to do. What usually comes in the dorms, pretty much everything that you like see in a dorm, like places to store your clothes and stuff. We did not get a microwave or mini fridge. Some dorms have those. You just have to check on your website and figure out if yours does. Do you feel like you're not experiencing real college because of going to a Christian college? I definitely feel like I'm experiencing college. I'm experiencing college the way that I've chosen to experience college. I would not like college as much if it was like the stereotypical movie scene college experience. That is not something I would enjoy. So I'm glad that I'm here in a very wholesome environment. This is the exact college experience that I wanted. Is the freshman 15 a thing? Yes, it is. Should I apply to SVU? Yes, ma'am, you should. It's amazing. I love it here. Best decision to come to SVU. Do you feel like college has helped you grow as a person? I don't think anything else has made me grow as a person more than this experience. Do people at SVU treat non-LDS people differently? Definitely not. A lot of people share the same beliefs and a lot of people don't, and we respect everybody, and we're so excited for you to be here. Did you go random for roommates or did you choose roommates? Ashley, my roommate, reached out to me over Instagram and was like, hey, me and my friend Lindsay, we're gonna be rooming. Do you want to room with us? I was like, actually, I'm living somewhere else. And she's like, okay, cool, no problem. And I was like, dang it, like she seems like a really cool person. But then I ended up getting kicked out of the housing. Long story short, I needed to live in the lofts and I needed roommates. So I messaged her back and I was like, oh my gosh, I got kicked out. Is it okay if I room with you guys now? And she's like, oh yeah, totally. So not random, but like kind of, because I didn't previously know them before. One tip I have for like figuring out who you want to be your roommate is looking at their Instagram. I know that's like very surface level, but usually you can tell a lot about a person and like the kind of person they are by their Instagram. Do you guys look like you'd match up surface level? Ashley, Lindsay, and I all FaceTimed before we got to school, so that's another thing you can do with your roommate. And then if you guys like do not vibe, then just like pick another roommate. Are you gonna live with the same people your sophomore year? Yes. I'm living with Ashley, and then Sophie is trying to decide if she's staying at BYU for the summer or if she's coming here. If she does come back here, she will live here. Maddie's also gonna live here, so I'm really excited. It's a good group of girls and it's gonna be so fun. How to deal with insecurities. Anytime that I'm really struggling with an insecurity, it's usually because I'm spending way too much time thinking about it and not enough time taking action to like make it better. It's usually the worst when I'm doing the least. I feel like mindset is such a big thing. Like if you recognize in the grand scheme of things, one insecurity pales in comparison to everything that will be a part of your life and everything in your life. I found when I don't focus on my insecurities, they become lesser and lesser. When I talk about them and I mention them all the time, I'm always like, oh my gosh, like I hate this about myself. I'm so uncomfortable about this. I'm thinking about it constantly, the fact that this is something that I dislike about myself, and it just makes it so much bigger of a deal than it really needs to be. And I have to work on this. How do you find time for privacy and just being alone? Coming from a girl that's lived in a dorm with 3 other girls, this can definitely be a struggle. A few things I would do to spend time alone is be in my dorm room when my roommates weren't. So if they were out hanging out with people or studying or anything, I would be in the room, or I would go on walks, which is really great. Just going on walks all by yourself in, you know, in the dark is what I would do. That's another great thing about BV is it's very safe here. But I mean, I do have a knife if I need it. I feel the need to clarify this because before filming this video, I had never had an experience where I ran into anybody on my walks that like scared me or anything. But a few days after this, I did, and there were these creepy people, and anyway, it was creepy. And so I mostly was talking about like walking around my campus. Like I feel very comfortable walking around my campus in the dark, but like don't go in like the towns and cities or whatever alone. Anyway, preferably the daytime. The daytime would be a good time to go on a walk. And then working out is also a great time to like spend time by yourself. Will you be with the same people next semester? About half of our group is going to be here next semester and the other half is not. You guys are gonna be so sad, but a lot of the boys from the Asking College Boys Questions video are not coming back next semester because they're going on 2-year church missions. They should be back after that, but they're going on missions, which is so good, but so sad because we're gonna miss them so much. So the boys that are leaving are Jothan, Maxim, Sam, Canlin. Tucker may or may not come back. Those 3 or 4 boys aren't coming back next semester, which is so sad. And we're gonna miss them so much, but they're doing the right thing, going on missions, and so we're proud of them. This one's asking me if I'm staying on campus or off campus for the summer semester. If you couldn't tell, I'm in a different place. I am in my apartment right now. I'll be living here all by myself during the summer, and then I go back home. My brother is coming home from his mission June 16th, and I'm so excited to see him. I can't believe it's been 2 years already. That's my living situation for the summer and next year. What is happening next? I'm doing summer semester and then going home for a month and then going on vacation to Texas for a week, seeing my brother that I haven't seen in 2 years. I'm glad that I did this video because I feel a little bit more connected, you know, a little bit more on the same page. I hope this advice was great, and I hope some of your questions about college were answered. If you have a question about SU in particular or college in general, feel free to comment them down below. I will totally answer them. Also, let me know in the comments if you want to see things that you should and shouldn't bring to school, or like essentials, dorm essentials or whatever. So if you want to see that, please let me know, comment it. That's my easiest way to know that you guys want to see it. If you are not following me on Instagram already, you should follow me at Rehl. I feel so good knowing me and you are on the same page. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.